'Cause it breaks my heart that people are this way. Yeah, this is a strange recommendation. Um, because I already recommended the song in the original from IAMX. It's a great, great, great song. But as I was recommending it, I found that Vogon Poetry from Sweden, they made a cover version of a song, and I have to admit, I really like it too, because okay, first of all, it's a really, really great song in the original. You should check it out. I will link to it. It's great. No doubt about that. And sometimes it's a little bit tricky to add something or bring something new to the table to a great song. You know, sometimes like Rammstein did with Stripped, they made it the Rammstein version, but also kept the original intact. And this is what Vogon Poetry pulled off, because it's you hear the song and it's intact in this kind of original meaning or shell, or the things are there, but they put on their own spin on it without decomposing it, or without kind of destructing it. And so I'm kind of torn. I like both versions almost. I mean, not almost, equally. I cannot say which one I like better. So, and this is a great feat, because IAMX is great, Sneaker Pimps, and then his solo stuff, just, top notch. This guy is a genius. And Vogon Poetry, they come more from the. I disregarded them for a while, I have to admit, because it's from the. What is this? Clark Adams, the one, the Hitchhiker Through a Galaxy. It's a great book, and they got their because Vogon poetry is the worst thing you can have in this book, kind of. But read, it's a torture method that this Vogon poetry got read to you, and this is, you cannot you go insane because it's so bad. But so they took this as their name, and so they don't take themselves too seriously. And I was kind of like, okay, you know what, kind of in the midst of Knorkator, so kind of funny, but good, but funny a little bit, not too, but just side fact, this book, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, was the only book I really remember that I read where I was laughing out loud while reading. There's such a funny part. I will not spoil it for you if you have never read it. I read it in German and in English, so both versions. And there's one part in it where I really, this happens almost nowhere. That you read a text and just the words and stuff, and it made you laugh out loud, literally. I really, really laughed out loud while I was reading this, because it was so funny. It was Marvin the robot and a whale. So anyway, check it out. Check it out. It's a really, really funny book. I can highly recommend it. Anyway, back to the band. So that's why I disregarded them for a while, but they are really cool, and they do their, they started maybe more like a fun project. I don't know that. You can tell me in the comments if you know them better. But yeah, we are really, really good. I really like them. So, and this cover, I'm really happy that I stumbled over it. Sorry, I recommending a song I recommended like half a year ago. While sorry, when you see this, it's maybe, I don't know, a year ago, because I'm. Yeah, check it out. It's really good in both versions. I cannot actually tell you which one is better. Both are good. Of course, Vogon Poetry is more electronic, but the original is electronic as well. So, and he pulls off his voice. I mean, his voice is really, really good. Because IAMX, the really defining part on his side is the music is good and whatever, but his voice is great. He has this freckle, this thin voice, which is so strong, and for some reason, and the singer of Vogon poetry, he really pulls it off, and he makes his own version, his own spin on it. I highly, highly, highly recommend the song. So check out both versions. I will link to both in the description. And don't forget to like and subscribe, because otherwise I'm gonna read Vogon poetry to you. Hit the bells, ring the ringers, follow me everywhere, because this is so important in these days and age. And then I see you in the next video. Bye-bye.